we need to up our game a little bit. And I think we are missing, we've got aubergine, we have so many other things that can be added. I was trying to do different kind of series. So I did paratha series, I did curry series. And I thought, I'll do a sandwich series. And then everyone loved it. And I got such a big audience from India.
So why do you think that India has never been able to develop this Delhi-style sandwich culture?
Because we have so much better food. We don't need sandwiches. That's what I tried to do in the sandwich series, not the boring egg mayo sandwich, which has absolutely no flavor. We have got the chutneys, the achars, all of that can go in sandwiches. If my mom is cooking every day and if she gave sandwiches to my dad for lunch every day, I don't think he'll be very happy.
I think for a younger generation, that is us, who are working in the corporate field and all that, we kind of understand that when we go out and we want to have a lunch, a sandwich really works. But not every day. I absolutely agree to this, yes.
We've got dosa idli every day outside.
In the West, sandwiches are a way of life. Quick lunches, Delhi traditions, and endless varieties. In India, there's still mostly street toasties and cafe snacks. Chetna Makan, based in the UK, has made sandwiches her signature online, creating recipes that are vibrant, layered, and hugely popular. I'm Sonakshi Awasthi with TheFederal, and today we speak with Chetna about her journey and why India's sandwich game still lags behind the West. Hi Chetna, welcome to our show, to TheFederal.
Thank you so much.
So Chetna, you've worn many hats as a cookbook author, a baker, and now an Instagram creator. So how did sandwiches become such a big part of your work, and what made you realize that this could become your signature on social media?
Actually, I didn't want it to become my signature on social media. I've been on social media since I started work in food, but I was making sandwiches. Sandwiches is something that everyone eats for lunch in the UK. And every day people just go to the shops, pick up a sandwich, and that's their lunch. They take sandwiches, like it's the staple, let's say, for lunch. And I just made a few and shot them. And then I thought, I was trying to do different kind of series. So I did paratha series, I did curry series. And I thought, I'll do a sandwich series. And then everyone loved it. And I got such a big audience from India because of this series, which was really surprising because I thought, people in India might think it's too much work for a sandwich. And so basically, it was the response that made me continue doing it and made it so big.
Right. So you said like in the UK, it's like a staple diet when it comes to sandwiches, right? So how would you describe the role of sandwiches that play in daily life in UK? Because in India, the staple diet is absolutely different.
Everyone eats it every day. So when I was in a 9 to 5 job, that's what I would eat for lunch. I give sandwiches to my kids for lunch. Basically, sandwiches are kind of integral part of lunch.
Right.
Yes, you might have a bit of pasta, but I think sandwiches are the most sold lunch item here.
So why do you think that India has never been able to develop this Delhi-style sandwich culture? Because all
Because
we have is like a Subway.
we have so much better food. We don't need sandwiches. Actually, literally, like there's so much amazing food in India, and the variety that I still only know, I would say 10% of Indian food. There's so much in Indian food, so we don't need sandwiches.
So you agree to the fact that Indian palate is naturally like leans towards the hot and the spicy filled sandwiches and not like the cold ham sandwiches that usually UK has.
Yes, UK has got cold ham sandwiches. They've got cold egg sandwiches, cold chicken. Basically, all sandwiches here that are sold cold
Yeah.
mostly. Yes, you can get a toasty, but then nobody's got time if they're on the go. Um, but I think that's what I tried to do in the sandwich series. I tried to make it delicious and not the boring egg mayo sandwich, which has absolutely no flavor.
Uh,
So that's exactly what I wanted to do, and I think it worked.
so okay, so if, for example, if you have to make a great sandwich, Indian inspired sandwich, without the imported cold cuts and the ham and the fancy cheeses, what would you put in it?
Oh God, so many things. But on top of my head, something that I make all the time is apna our regular aloo sabji
Ah,
sandwich.
yes,
Um,
yes.
but what I would do is instead of just having aloo sabji, I would add some boiled eggs in it, or I would add some layer of spinach in it, or I would add some fried onions. So I would make it a bit more interesting and a bit more flavorful. Not that aloo sabji is not flavorful, but I would try and see if I can squeeze in a bit of protein somewhere. So maybe I
Right.
would add sliced up basic cheddar cheese that we can find in India, or some paneer or something.
So, like you said, aloo sandwich would be like a great hit here, which it is. But with so many Indians being like vegetarian, there's a limited meat option also, to be fair. So, do you see a room for a uniquely like Indian vegetarian sandwich that could like stand alongside a Reuben or a Cubano?
I think what we are missing is, like I said earlier, it's not like we need sandwiches, but we usually just tend to put aloo in the sandwich, which I think
Hmm.
is where we're going wrong.
Hmm.
It's still delicious, but it's kind of, we need to up our game a little bit. And I think we are missing. We've got aubergine, we've got karela, we've got paneer. We have so many other things that can be added, and we've got Loki. And I know it sounds boring, but we can spice it up, make kofte, and put it in a sandwich, because why not?
No, so I just want to like you mentioned like Karela and Loki in a sandwich. This is the first time I'm hearing something like that. Do you really think this would work, something like that in India?
Absolutely, because I have actually added courgettes in sandwich here. Courgette is basically very much like Loki, and why would Loki not work? I've made so many aubergine sandwiches, like even just kind of pan frying aubergine or making a pakoda of it or something like that. Or just a nice tomato chutney aubergine would be fantastic in a sandwich.
No, I see. I absolutely agree with you when you say that India does not need sandwiches because obviously we have variety of food. Absolutely, I agree to this. But then there are times we want a very good sandwich also, but we are kind of like very limited to options here. We don't have that many options, and the options that we have are in on the lines of a restaurant which does not really like serve good fresh veggies and all that. So if you think that, do you really think that India could ever develop a true sandwich culture like the West? I mean, or like will the toasties and the street style will dominate
But
always?
I think sandwiches are a little bit of a part of our food in Mumbai. Like,
Mumbai, yes, vada pav.
exactly, not just vada pav, the Bombay sandwich that is famous all over the world. The proper Bombay sandwich with chutney,
Yeah, yeah.
aloo, all the layers of vegetables. Plus, there is the club sandwich in Bombay, which is very,
Yeah.
very famous. So it's not like it's non-existent, but maybe it is a bit not popular in the north or the south, whereas in Mumbai we've got a little bit of that. But I think it's easily doable, because whatever you can wrap in a roti, you can put in a sandwich.
No, this is exactly what I also thought. That I think in India, the bread also plays a major part here because the West has a lot of variety of bread and a lot of variety of meat also. Here in India, we don't have that much of a variety. Now, some bakeries are, yes, they're stepping in, but I don't know how much of the sandwiches that we can create something like. So, do you think that it is the ingredients also that kind of limit us to uh, explore that many varieties in the West?
I actually don't agree, because if you just forget the bread, actually we have more ingredients than you can get in a supermarket here, because we have got seasonal stuff, we've got spices, we have got the chutneys, the achars, all of that can go in sandwiches. Whereas here you have just got mayo, ketchup, and things like that. But um, And I think the bread, I agree that 100% I agree that the bread variety here is so much better because the bakeries are so big. They are doing sourdough and rye bread and this bread and seeded and all the
Yes.
varieties. But I think what is missing in terms of bread, we can make it up in terms of fillings. So I think we can balance it out. But yes, I think what I noticed in Mumbai recently is there are lots of bakeries doing lots of good breads. Obviously
Yes.
this can kind of go into smaller towns,
Hmm.
but in the big cities I think things are changing in terms of bakeries.
That I agree to, yes. But I feel that there's this like missing link where for example when you said when it comes to Bombay they're still doing good with sandwiches. But when it comes to the north, there's a very huge missing link. All we have are those big bakeries that we always have in the west also. So it's not really much of a difference. But yes, I mean in the north we don't I absolutely agree that there's so many chutneys and fillings, and but we're still not doing anything about it.
Yeah.
We're still relying on outlets like a Subway or a Starbucks at the end of
Whereas,
the day.
actually speaking, you are right that bread plays such an important role in our kitchens as well, because
Yes,
every house will have a loaf of bread sitting in
yes,
the fridge, not
yes.
outside because it will go off in such heat. But my parents always have a loaf on the go, so
Hmm.
it's not like we don't have bread. We just
Right.
not making the most of it.
Okay, so out of all the sandwiches you've created, which one would you love to see become popular in India?
Oh, there are so many. Oh God, I think there are too many, too many.
Top
But
five or a top three, sort of.
I think, I can't even remember them anymore. But there's a crispy paneer sandwich which I think would do very well. It's like little crispy paneer fingers which I put in a sandwich once. I think a coronation chicken, which actually is a sandwich that was made, I think, for Queen's coronation, and it's got curry powder in it, and it was inspired by Indian food, which actually is not a non-existent in India. So I think
Yeah.
that would really be quite nice because it has got a mango chutney in it as well. That would do. Actually, I love eating that and making that. So yeah, that would do really well. And I think I made a onion ring sandwich, which I made onion rings in Indian style. So that would do quite well too.
That's nice. So you did say that sandwiches take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
While making those sandwiches take a little bit of time. I think one of the reasons is this is why I think Indians are not trying because it takes a lot because it takes a lot of time. But I also feel that in the kitchen that we're also making the normal food that also takes a lot of time.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I mean, exactly. So which is the missing link here?
I think I don't know how many people would be happy to receive a sandwich for lunch if you had the option of roti and sabji. That is the missing link.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
if my mom if my mom is cooking every day, and if she gave sandwiches to my dad for lunch every day, I don't think he'll be very happy. He would love a sandwich or sandwich here and there. But you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I think it's the
I-
generational thing where we're so used to and love our food, and sandwich is okay for a treat or something, but I don't think um, it'll be acceptable every single day.
That I agree to. Yes, I mean, I think for a younger generation, that is us who are working in the corporate field and all that, we kind of understand that when we go out and we want to have a lunch, a sandwich really works, but not every day. I absolutely agree to this. Yes.
We've got dosa idli every day outside.
That is very true. That is very true. Okay, it was lovely, lovely chatting with you, Chetna. Lovely chatting with you.
You
And
too.
I sincerely hope that in India we can like have more of sandwiches, and please make more sandwiches based what we can make in India, so that everybody we can follow you more and we can try more of your dishes.
I will. I will. Thank
Yeah.
you.